Tingles show. I'm your host, Flimsy Tingles, and welcome to Whispertown. If you love normal talking with famous people, you're gonna really love talking with famous people, hosted by guest host Flimsy Tingles. Just a whisper of Flimsy Tingles is all that distinguishes me from regular host Eric. But a whisper might be enough, you know? Earlier, Rachel was live on Instagram, or as you young people may call it, the gram. I'm hoping my dinosaur footprint short explodes with 1 billion views. Why would it? Well, because this hole I found looked like a dinosaur footprint. So, hi, beautiful Rachel. You're my woman. 'Cause you're my lady, and I'm your man. So, you can take that to the bank. If I sing it Celine Dion style to you, you know it's true. Otherwise, there'd be no reason for me to be singing Celine Dion. Anyway, Rachel, when we were out in the wilderness earlier, we took our little wilderness car out, tried a different route, regretted the route we took ultimately, but learned some things about the roads over there that we haven't been on yet. There's quite a few over there to choose from. I think the way we went last time, kind of the main way is the best way to go because it takes you up into the forest part where it hasn't been burned yet. It didn't burn in the fires. Anyway, we parked the little car on one last stop before we headed back to the house because we were. It's like you get to the road, you go up a little ways, and then there's a fork. Most of the traveling we did on both occasions we went up that road was after the fork, right? We come back to the fork, so I knew we only had like one more stop before we got back. So I said, let's stop here for a second. I'll look around, maybe take some pictures. And Flimsy Tingles and Whimsy Shingles are bitter enemies, Acacia. Don't bring up Whimsy Shingles around Flimsy Tingles. I'm guest host of today's Talking Facebook. My name's Flimsy Tingles. I'm really quite a bit like regular host Eric, except I have just a whisper of Flimsy Tingles. So anyway, what I was getting at is she started Instagram living while we were out in the wilderness up there. And I was playing look for a golden nugget on the ground. I figured where the trees fall over and their roots dig up the ground, that would be a good place to look for a golden nugget because that would be, that nobody's looked for a golden nugget underneath that tree before. Because there was a tree growing right there. So, anyway, I was looking around for golden nuggets on the ground. I, needless to say, did not find any. But that's when Rachel started Instagram streaming. and her dad appeared in her stream, which I thought was nice. And that is to say, my father-in-law. It always makes me happy when I believe that Rachel's family is seeing Rachel living a good life, being happy, doing interesting things. You know, me not beating her, stuff like that. Did I make or leave any golden nuggets? No, I did not. I did take some pictures, made some shorts. One of them about a dinosaur footprint. I got my fingers crossed on the dinosaur footprint. That it's gonna do well in this short. Got a couple more that I haven't uploaded yet, but I uploaded two of them before I started this stream. And we probably, what never really occurs to me because I'm not really into like off roader, yeah. But when we hit the bottom of that little culvert, which was just Im- increasingly impossible to traverse, even with our little wilderness car, though it said it was a trail, I was just like, okay, we got to turn back. But really, we should have made a video of our harrowing driving over those rocks. Instead, we were like worried about. I was worried, like, I hope I didn't get us too far in here and get us stuck back here or something. Have I identified which Dino Dun did do it? Probably Don or Dave, Dan or Dolan. One of those four. I had to put a punctuation mark to make your last word stop be hidden by the heart. Stop be hidden. Are you in Arizona, Acacia? Or are you still in California? Because, if you're in Arizona, I'm going to have to watch what I say about any top secret California stuff. I don't want any of the Arizonans to hear it by accident. You haven't left yet? Acacia, did you get distracted today? Well then, I bet you're hoping for a long live stream, huh? Okay. In the meantime, until you cross the border in Arizona, I can share with you all the important California news. According to the weather, well, not according to this, actually. Well, I'm hoping we're going to get a storm next week. It was saying before, yeah, you are. Totally gonna get a storm. But now I'm having my doubts. Let's see which direction that storm's moving. I don't think we're going to get any storms next week. But just, keep that to yourself. That's California news. How to distinguish ENTP from ESFJ if ESFJ is Enneagram 8? Well, you'd have to actually do the type test on them, And ESFJ is going to test positive for polar NI, which means they're going to have a lot of trouble collapsing down a multi-piece sentence with a lot of redundancies in it into a single coalesced eggshell. You know, that's one of the tests that I use for NI polar. It's pretty darn reliable. Also, their extroverted intuition won't be nearly as good. Third slot just they might talk a lot, but they're not going to be ideationally as divergent from. You know, they're not going to be as good at coming up with disparate stuff. And the 8 thing, I don't think that makes it more or less complicated to figure out any type really, unless you've already like misassigned to Enneagram what really is the domain of cognitive functions, in which case then obviously you're going to be confused. So fine then, we will go smoke a cigarette since you insist. Acacia is off to Arizona, where the deer and the antelope play. Where seldom, but occasionally, is heard a discouraging word. And where Reuben lives every day. The end of my poem. I call my poem Arizona, Arizona, Oh Sweet Home, Arizona. So, well, there's a lot of intelligent stuff to be done in Arizona. I believe the Chinese are currently trying to steal the recipe for Arizona iced tea. A lot of people in the neighborhood this weekend. It's Veterans Day, and I noticed like more activity around, more people driving around with wilderness cars. We didn't see anybody out there at all today when we went out into the mountains, but except for one person. At the very end, we saw a forest ranger and a forest ranger truck drive by us. Just waved at us, you know. We looked like harmless people that the forest ranger is not going to get in trouble because we're a husband and a wife driving a little wilderness car. We didn't have a bunch of like camping stuff or anything. We're just obviously out for a nice little drive. So he just waved to us. Well, I'll know next time not to take the down route. Take the up route instead. Have I been to Sedona? Maybe. Possibly. Like when I was a kid, I went to Arizona fairly often because my grandma had property in Arizona. Well, like I know that we used to go to Superstition Mountain because that's where my grandma owned property, one piece property. And my grandma used to have a drugstore in Tempe, Arizona. My Aunt Ellie lived in Arizona. My Aunt Muriel lived in Arizona. At Aunt Muriel's ranch in seventh grade, that's the first time I got drunk. That was southern Arizona because it was relatively near the border to Mexico. But I don't remember specifically going to Sedona. Hmm. You should meet at Superstition Mountain. Apparently, there are a lot of superstitions about it. A lot of spooky stuff happens there. If you see a UFO, it's good you're driving mostly at night because you'll be better able to see UFOs. What do I think of astrology? Well, I think it's bullshit. You know, no reason why your day of birth mechanism to it. So, but I don't. I'm not an astrology basher. If somebody asks me, I'll tell them what I think about it. You know, I'll go out of my way to be like, "You shouldn't do astrology" or something. Well, there's a lot of activity going on this weekend. It's Friday. All these kids. It must be these neighbors over here's grandkids or something. I'm guessing. It's not the neighbors across the street for a change. Then these neighbors, I hear people going on over there. It's chilly. Somebody turned on Arctic winter setting on our outside. But sadly, it's looking like we're not really going to get any storms after all. That's too bad. I got so chilly outside that now, even though I'm back inside, I want to put on a light jacket, namely Eric's purple hoodie. It's ugly, but functional. It's soft. You can sit in it more easily than like my big gray pea coat thing. Oh, what the heck! I'll use this light switch. The whole light have a switch over here and a switch down there. But until very recently, it's like I didn't really know about that switch over here. I somehow must have known about it, but I hadn't used it pretty much ever. So anyway, I use it now. Pretty exciting, huh? The story of Eric using a light switch. It's the sort of story you're going to want to tell your grandkids about. One time, I was watching and I saw Eric use a light switch. I look like a tourist. Well, I am a tourist. But I don't drive one. I'm saying don't go to the Middle East to get your Arnold Palmers. It's just good common sense. Yeah, I'm not a tourist, though. Nor am I a tourist. People say I'm a Taurus, but I claim to be half Scorpio, half Cancer. I score Cancer. I can't Scorpio. And it's like, don't try to tell me what my astrology sign is. I get to decide that for myself. I'm like half Scorpio, half Cancer, half Sagittarius. It doesn't matter if that's 150%. You were born and raised in Whispertown? Um, yeah, so I'm a Sagittarius for Cancer. I'm a Sagitcorpo, Sagiscorpo, Cancer. What's another astrology sign? Virgo. That's so Virgo of you. God, will you stop being such obviously a Virgo all the time? Aquarius, thank you. Oh, I have to correct myself. I re-examined the corpse of that scorpion today, and in fact, Capio had cut off a claw, not the tail, which makes it maybe in some sense even more impressive that she pointed it out to me, and um, and maybe who knows if she got the claw off herself or the claw just come off, or I don't know, but I was wrong. She had not cut off his tail. The tail was still there on the thing, ready to sting. But anyway, I still very much appreciate her pointing it out to me because that she helped me to kill it. And she obviously knew that it was something that needed to be killed. So I just wanted to correct myself. I had falsely attributed to her cutting off the tail of it. She had not done so. My eyes are a little bit better when I'm rested and a little worse when I'm tired. And I couldn't see it that well at night. I thought that's what I saw, but in the sober light of day, it was clear that no, it was missing a claw, not the tail. So I just wanted to correct myself, issue that formal correction about the scorpion. Still very helpful of her to point it out to me so I could kill it. And I'm glad she didn't get stung herself. Good job on that. Or rather, she just pointed out to me, I can kill her without getting stung. Well, I didn't have my glasses, and that's what it looked like. I was like, that looks like the end of the tail, but it was it was a claw. So I overestimated my eyes' correctness last night. And under the fluorescent lights and weary, what are those things called? Irises of evening time. Iris is an interesting name for a girl. Is it naming the girl after the thing in your eye that goes like this? Really, like, it's your eyeball sphincter. Eyeball sphincter would not be a good name for a daughter. Iris is fine, yeah. Probably named after the flower. Makes more sense. I wonder if that's the definition of iris in the dictionary. Eyeball sphincter. All right. If it's possible to have crazy beautiful irises, Karma's Pimp, then can you tell me what ugly irises look like? Like, are my irises ugly? Because they're just ordinary brown irises or black or whatever color they are. I mean, aren't all irises black? Don't tell me that's racist. Crosley. Assology. My left cheek is a Virgo, but my right cheek is a Capricorn. So they're really constantly butting heads. I mean, cheeks. Oh, the iris is the colorful part? What's the black part called? The pupil. Huh. Pupil. Right. I got it. I got the iris and the pupil confused. I have beautiful irises. Well, thank you. Appreciate it. That's because you don't think these beautiful irises just happen by themselves. I spend a lot on iris product, iris polish, iris sheen, restoration balm. I want my irises to have a lot of body and sheen. The goddess of rainbows is just God, okay? He made them after a big flood to say, hey, look, at least there's rainbows. You just got your irises buffed. Well, that's wise, especially if you got like a black tie affair to go to, a red carpet thing. It's good to get your irises buffed. Yeah. Well, and you gotta stay ahead of the curve with makeup. That's why I'm gonna start applying forehead liner to my forehead lines to accentuate them, to make me look more wise. Just a very gentle, just a very gentle darkening of the natural shadows here to accentuate the wrinkles. Hello. Hello. What are you doing? Are you a wonderful friend? Did you make it happen in the dark? Yes, you did. Million hearts a million stars. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And oh, yes. So, Acacia, you stop playing around with your phone and you get in your car and you leave now already. You are just dilly dallying the whole day away for no good reason. You can listen to this while you're driving. You're going to regret it once you're driving that you haven't already started driving because then you're not going to have that much live stream to listen to. No, you're not my pupils, okay? You're my irises. Oh, Kitty. Somebody's got to kick you out of your SE Polar days, I guess. Yes, you have to sometimes get up and actually leave. This is a kitty getting a lot of pets. You're welcome, Acacia. I know how it goes. I got SE8s myself. SE can be a harsh mistress. So, what Acacia's going to be driving through today this evening. Well, first, she's going to be going with traffic leaving town, which sucks because she waited until the evening. So now she's got to go east on the 210 through Pasadena, through Arcadia. She's got to go all the way to the 10, either cut down to the 10 at the 605 or go to the 57, take the 57 down to the 10. One of those two possibilities. And then, hi Chavez Travis. And then she's going to have to be on the 10 East. And she's not even going to get out of LA proper and into the desert till like 8 o'clock or something. It'll take her like 3 hours to clear, yeah, to clear Redlands. Exactly. It'll take her like 3 hours to clear Redlands. Are you going to take the 210 all the way to Redlands? Okay, well, that's not a bad choice either, you know. It used to be clearly the better choice. Take the 210 or the so-called Foothill Freeway all the way through. Shortly after they connected it, back when I was a kid, the 210 didn't go all the way through to the 10, but now it does. And it's not the Redlands. It's she said through Redlands. It's just Redlands. It's a town where the University of Redlands is. You're gonna get there at 7:50. All right. Well, that's assuming you leave the house in 10 minutes. Right now, you're still typing things on your phone. No, I didn't. Then she's gonna have to travel on through the desert, travel on through the night until she finally goes down there where you cross over into Arizona. Sometimes there's a little bit of a line, but it's usually going back through to California and not really going that way to Arizona so much. Then you've got this long stretch of 2-lane highway that travels at a phenomenally high rate of speed. People go like 90. If you're not going 90, they're honking at you or turning, they're flashing their brights or whatever. And then you got a long ass drive from there all the way through Phoenix potentially, all the way to let's say um what's that place called? Where University or Tucson. Well, that's quite a drive you got there. Quite the drive. That's a good 11, 12, 13, 14 hours maybe. You're not going to get there till 5 in the morning. Well, you should always watch out for skinwalkers, Acacia, because you never know when they're going to take on the form of a loved one, say Reuben, only to reveal they're horrible, 7 foot tall, long toothed, clawed, wolf like, ravenous forms. They're just as scared of us as we are of them. All right, now that I have a jacket on, we're going to go back outside. We'll smoke a little cigarette. But I'm not sure what I got going on for the evening. I'm not sure if I'm going to stream a while longer, if I'm going to watch some TV. I could do both potentially, you know. I could watch the game on mute. We could have a sporting event watch party of some sort. I was on the lookout for anything weird, paranormal, unusual, worth taking pictures of or making a short of today. But it was a very uh, okay. Yeah, you take your time. You go get yourself in the car driving. Don't try to say things while you're driving too much. Don't crash. You already got SE Polar. It's practically like you're a blind person driving as it is. But at least you're not an INTP. They have even worse capacity to drive. Okay, so let's walk over here. The sun is set. Crickets and so forth are coming out here in the woods. And your mom keeps texting me. 3 truths of today. You're very pro sports game play-by-play. Well, cool. I think instead of doing normal play-by-play, I'll do kind of general commentary. Be a little less effort intensive on my part. Maybe I can squeeze. If I do football, you got plenty of time to talk between plays and stuff. Woo-woo. If you like to say woo-woo, then you might be the dog who lives across the street. If you say woo-woo, hey, look at you. Sure is noisy out here today. Well, not so bad to be in a lively neighborhood every once in a while. It's not like every weekend's like this. It's understandable why people would want to come up this weekend. It's both Veterans Day and just gorgeous. Nice and cold, cool, I guess you'd say. I don't know if cold is quite the right word. Cold for me. Like 60. All the leaves are changing. It's crazy how much the leaves change just in a few days. It seems like you get a different looking forest than you had a few days ago. I can't get enough of this whole bunch of maple trees all being yellow down there. Looks so nice. It's like all at the bottom of the culvert down there, the gully, whatever you want to call it, are all these delightful yellow maple trees. Okay, so in order to make both my sports watching experience more interesting and to extend the live stream so that Acacia has something to listen to while she's driving. I will begin watching some sports, but the camera's going to be on me. I'll tell you what sports I'm watching and everything, and just generally do some sports commentary. It may not be the favorite of all of the audience, but hopefully you'll find it pleasant background talking. If, for example, you're on an incredibly long and horribly unpleasant drive. Salut. Are you calling me a salut? Oh, wait. You mean salute? Salute? Like this? Or like salute? Like cheers? All right, let's see what we got going on in the world of sports today. Let's see what sort of excitement we have in store for us. Oh, yes. What kind of excitement? Okay, so. Ooh, I kind of want to watch this college basketball game, actually. Arizona Wildcats versus Duke Blue Devils. What an exciting game for us in store today. Obviously, I'm rooting for Arizona. This may be the final season of the Pac-12, but it's still my conference for this 1 year. It's appropriate my dad died before the dissolution of the Pac-12. That would have just kind of broke his heart. Well, it's commercial already, so when they get back to the game, I will inform you regarding what's happening in the game. I'm sure it's very exciting. If it's right near halftime, obviously, we'll switch to a different thing at halftime. I'll go ahead and record this event only. Okay, so ESPN is currently advertising for its Sunday show at 9 p.m. I don't know what that says. I'm sure it says, "Hey, Eric, hey, what are you doing?" Now they're wiping down the floor. Let's see here. Arizona's up by 6 points, 38-32, with only 34 seconds left in the first half. So we will have to return to this game later. Arizona is angling for the last shot here. 15 on the shot clock, 18 on the game clock. So you're looking at a 30-second differential. Arizona's passing it around, now top of the key. Number Mia shot it and missed it. Then number 3 got the rebound, shot it and missed it. And then there's a foul on Arizona underneath. So now Duke's going to have 5 seconds left to get the last shot of the half. We'll see if they're able to do that. Kashad Johnson is the one who committed the foul. Shame on you, Kashad. How are you ever going to get a job after college when on your resume you're going to have to put committed a foul against Duke at the end of the first half with just 5 seconds left on the clock? He made the first free throw. They were in the double bonus, or at least the bonus. No, they were in the bonus. No, they were in the double bonus. He missed the second. Arizona's coming down with just 1.8 seconds on the shot. Oh, he banks in the three-pointer. Wow, good job. Good job, Mr. Love. Mr. Love, number 2 for Arizona. banked in a three-pointer at the buzzer to put Arizona up 41-33 at the half. At Cameron Indoor. This is at Duke, so the Duke section all looks like, oh, when Arizona made the shot. Okay, now let's see what else is on because it's halftime. We don't want to watch halftime. That's not fun. Mm. All right, let me just look at the live thing instead of home, and we'll see what's on. The Family Feud is on, but I don't want to watch the feud right now. Not that there's anything wrong with the feud, don't get me wrong. We can all love the feud all we want. Well, there's one of the noisy children walking down the street. I can't hear him inside the house. That's the advantage of having an inside part instead of just an outside part. Now, where, oh, where it's a whole family with a dog and everything walking on the street. I could just catch a hint of the sound of them walking around out there. Enough for me to look. Okay. I don't see any football on. There should be college football on. Why? Because it's Friday night. Maybe it hasn't started yet. It's not quite 5 o'clock. Well, there's not a whole heck of a lot on right now that's really exciting me. I don't want to watch Brooklyn versus Boston. I want to watch the Arizona Duke game, but it's halftime. So let me look on Hulu, which is also basically ESPN Plus, and see what's on live right now. Sports. Everything starts at 5 o'clock. Well, that's only 5 minutes from now. That's fine. Let me look on ESPN to see exactly what starts at 5 o'clock. College football. Let's see, it doesn't start till 6 o'clock. There's no college football till 6 o'clock. So I just have to wait till the second half of the Arizona Duke game. Which will be not a super long time. I guess in the interim, we're just gonna have to kill 10 or 15 minutes doing something else. So what I will do, close this tab, leave this tab open. And I don't know. That's what I had in mind for doing, was doing sports commentary. I guess while we're waiting for the Duke Arizona second half, I guess I'll talk about the Brooklyn Nets versus the Boston Celtics game. Fine. You win, NBA, even though I don't like you very much. Wow, Boston's got quite an exciting looking court, though. The court of the Boston Celtics has got this huge, like, champion trophy thing in the middle with the word Boston across it. Currently, Boston is up by a score of 27-18. Um, the Brooklyn Nets, dressed in their characteristic black and white uniforms, uh, well, somebody just committed a foul on the floor. I'll tell you that. Unsurprisingly, the flow of play has stopped once again during an NBA game. I know. You're as shocked as I am. Thanks, free throws. Oh, never mind. They're not in the bonus. They're just taking it in from out of bounds. That's a little bit better. Okay, there we go. Oh, nope, you missed it. Mr. Brooklyn tried to go in for the dunk. Missed it, but of course, there was another foul. Let's count how many fouls there are. So we started, let's say, at 4:45 in this game. It's now 4:28 left in the first, in the whatever. Well, let's see. So far, there have been, I believe, 3 fouls already. So that's a lot of fouls in very little game time. Because that's what an NBA game is, really. It's a bunch of fouls. This is the in season tournament. This is the first NBA in season tournament ever. And this is East C, whatever that means. I haven't paid a lot of attention to this in season tournament, but the Celtics big man, number 40, this tall guy, looks to probably be from Europe. Oh, he almost threw a pass. He missed his shot. Then he came down to play defense, but ended up giving up a layup. And then he almost threw the ball away. So he's had a rough sequence there, number 40. Now Baldy, number 9, he goes for a basket, but it rims out. And Brooklyn's got the rebound. Down by 6. Number 9, outside the three-point line, puts up the jump shot. It is good for 3 points, closing the gap to 3 points as Boston clings to its 3-point lead and is forced to call a timeout. So, now that Boston's called a timeout, we've gone to commercials again. Regardless, Brooklyn's clearly saying, no, I don't want you to win, Boston Celtics. I would prefer if you lose. And therefore, we're going to try our best to make more points than you. They've done a good job of that the last couple of minutes and last few possessions. And now it's just a 3-point game. So what will happen next in the exciting contest between the Boston Celtics and the Brooklyn Nets? Well, currently we're still enjoying a commercial. And screen images are simulated. So just be aware of that. Don't take them too seriously accordingly. I might have been fooling around with the Skinwalker stuff, but I am a little more serious about those wandering lights or will-o'-the-wisps. Well, don't chase any wandering lights off into the desert, you know. That's the advice I'd give to Acacia and everybody else who's driving through the desert. If you see some wandering lights off by the side of the road, don't pull over and start following them on foot into the desert. You should be fine if you don't do that. If you do that, well, then you didn't listen to me. Team Paraguay. Well, what does that say? Bedin Velasquez? Bedin Velasquez. Well, I'm glad to see that you're Team Paraguay. You know what? Maybe because of you, next time Paraguay plays Uruguay, instead of my normal rooting for Uruguay, I will root for Paraguay. You're welcome. Thank you for coming to support my change in preference in the pairing, the matchup of Uruguay and Paraguay, from Uruguay to Paraguay. Now I prefer Paraguay. Okay, well, after all of that talk about Paraguay, we're finally back to the basketball game. The Boston Celtics are taking the ball up the court, crossing the half court line. Now, number 11 has passed it to the big man, number 40, who's handed it off to number 7, back to 11, off to 30, who shoots a three-point shot, which is off of the rim and rebounded by the Brooklyn Nets. They hurry the ball forward to number 4, who drives to the basket but is cut off and kicks out to number 8, who drives the lane and scoops in a layup to make it a 2-point game. Boston up 27-25, with Trendon Watford having 6 points. Now, number 9 of the Boston Celtics comes in and takes a jump shot from the lane but misses it. Number 8 from the Brooklyn Nets is driving the lane on the other end of the court now and has laid it in to tie the game at 27. Boston's brought the ball across half court line. Number 7 is driving lane up, gets it poked away, but recovers it before it reaches half court and kicks it out to a three-point shooter, number 11, who buries the three, a long three, quite some few feet from behind the line, to make it a 30-27 game favoring Boston. Now, Brooklyn has its turn on offense. Number 20 has the ball in the key, stands there, has lost his dribble. He kicks it out to number 13, who dribbles around the screen set by the big man, number 20, who drives the lane, tries a little baby hook shot, and misses it badly. Now, the Boston Celtics have the ball. They've kicked it to number 9, who shoots a three-point shot and misses it. The rebound goes to the Brooklyn Nets in this fast-paced stretch of play. The ball is kicked to number who buries a three. I couldn't see his number. New Groove. Hey guys, my family is very concerned about my grandpa's addiction to Viagra. My grandmother in particular is taking it really hard. Number 9 hit another three-point shot for Boston. That makes 33-30. I hope the Duke Arizona game comes back on pretty soon. I tell you, ESPN should hire me to be a basketball commentator. Name a car. A Ferrari. There, I named a car. A Ferrari, meow, meow, meow. You can pick whatever kind of Ferrari you want. So Boston shoots a three-point shot, misses it. It's tipped in on the rebound by big man number 40. Now they've got a 5-point lead to the Celtics, while the Brooklyn Nets have brought the ball past half court into the top of the key. Shoot from the top of the key, missed the jump shot, rebounded by Boston. Number 0 has it poked away as he tries to do a fancy spin move. Number 28 of the Brooklyn Nets is having none of that. And he said, "No, sirree, I'm going to poke the ball away from you and out of bounds." Now, number 0, he passes it in to number 4. Jason Tatum may be number 4's name. And he drives the lane, had a good look at a layup and just flat out missed it. At the other end of the court, Brooklyn pushes it all the way and misses the layup. Now number 11 Clanked a three-pointer for Boston. Tries again, gets his own rebound, steps out beyond the third three-point line, tries again and buries it. Now it's 38 to 35. 30. Yes, 38 to 30. Brooklyn now tries their own three and buries it. Now it's 38-33. It's a very fast-paced game. It's hard for a commentator like myself to keep pace, especially when I don't have the names of the people, just their numbers. So Boston has the ball. They're holding for. No, they're not going to get the last shot. They're going to end up leading 7 seconds no matter what, even if they shoot at the buzzer or the shot clock. But Piao goes the shot beforehand. It's missed on the three-pointer. The long rebound is grabbed by Boston, who kicks it out to number 0, who's from the three-point line, drives into the basket, misses the layup. Brooklyn's got the rebound, but they run out of time, and that brings the first quarter to an end. Whew! That was a lot of fast-paced basketball action for a radio commentator like me. All right, let's go to this again and see how we're doing on the Arizona Duke game. Is it back on yet? Yes, it looks like it's going to be back on in just 5 seconds. You can see the countdown clock in the background. Okay, so now the Arizona Wildcats playing the Duke Blue Devils in the game called basketball. What will happen? Who will win? Who will lose? Who will do a good job? Who will do a poor job? We will find out when play resumes momentarily at Duke's Cameron Indoor Arena, a place of incredible history in which the always upstart Arizona Wildcats, they're one of the nation's dominant programs. It always feels like they're an upstart against people like Duke, North Carolina, Kentucky, whatnot. Well, Duke has the ball here to start the second half. And they get in the ball to the post to their big man, number 30, who has a nice little sky hook off the backboard into the basket for 2 points. Now, Arizona's come down on offense across the half-court line, moving the ball around the perimeter. 3-point shot attempted by number 16, who misses it. And the rebound comes off to Duke. Duke is now in their offensive end of the court and are moving around the ball, around the perimeter, looking for some sort of opportunity. Number 3 sees one, takes the drive to the basket, but gets blocked at the basket. Arizona, quick on offense on the other end, takes the ball to the hole and gets fouled. So it should be 2 free throws for Arizona's number 2. Unless they called the charge. Did they call the charge? They should have called the charge if they didn't. Yes, they did call the charge. No free throws here. All right. The ball now moved into the lane nicely by Duke. And on this end of the floor, Duke is fouled while attempting the shot. So it should be 2 free throws. It should be 2 free throws for number 0 here. And it is. He makes the first. Does the requisite tap all of his teammates' hands thing that they always do after they shoot a free throw. Now the student section behind the basket is all standing up. Second one goes in, and they all go like this. Woof! Arizona's up by 4, has the ball, but has struggled here at the start of the second half. They're kicking the ball around the perimeter at the moment. Number 3 looks like he wants to shoot, but gives it up to number 8 in a dangerous pass. Number 8 tries to get it down low, but his pass is tipped away and out of bounds. It should be Arizona's ball. Ballo is number 11's name. And number 4 for Arizona is going to be passing the ball in, gets it to Ballo. And Ballo is taking one-on-one against the Duke big man. has backed him into the post and just went right over him and straight into the basket for 2 points. 43-37. Arizona 43-40 now as Duke just buries the three. I thought he had made that shot because it looked like Duke took it from out of bounds, but I could be wrong. Okay. Rebound Arizona off of some messy play. Ballo finally gets underneath the basket, makes the basket with a layup 45-40. Now Duke's bring the ball back on offense. Number 5 has the ball at the top of the key, kicks it out to another player off the top of the key who takes a wildly clanky looking 3-point shot that misses. Arizona grabs the rebound. Number 4's got the ball, kicks it up to number 3 for the outside jump shot. Buries the 3. It's now 48-40 Arizona. So number 3 for Arizona is in fact a shooter of the 3. I've not seen him attempt any 2-point field goals yet. Duke has the ball. In another basketball game with quite a bit of fast-moving action, Duke attempts another 3, rattles in and out. Arizona's got the rebound, attempts a very ill-advised half-court pass that gets intercepted by Duke. Duke now has the ball. Their big man, number 30, looking surprisingly deft as a ball handler, takes the ball from the top of the key and drives in for a layup, making it a 48-42 game. His name is Flipkowski, I think. There's another dangerous inlet pass by Arizona, but this one gets through. However, attempting to force penetration, Arizona has the ball stolen. Duke runs down the court, scores a quick field goal. It's now 48-44. Arizona has the ball again, moves into their offensive side of the basketball court. Number 3 makes a bad pass to Ballo, and it goes straight out of bounds. Another turnover for Arizona, and Arizona is having a bit of a challenge of it here at the start of the second half, no doubt about it. It's a 4-point game, and the Duke Cameron Indoor Arena stands look very full of excited students. So, sports are yucky, says show media. Well, you know what? I'd like to think that maybe this wonderful sports broadcast will change your mind. It was Duke down by 4. Now, they're the ones who attempt a sloppy inlet pass, and Arizona intercepts it, has the ball, is moving the ball along the perimeter. Number 3 gets the ball in underneath the basket to number 8, it looks like. No, it's Ballo, 11, I think, yeah. And he misses the layup. Duke does nothing with the rebound except drive down the court and dribble it off their leg out of bounds. That brings us to a TV timeout, and we'll be going to commercials for the foreseeable future. We're going to start with a Volvo commercial. If you love safety and Swedish engineering, you're going to love Volvo. Have I ever watched a game with Norm Macdonald? No, I never have. I think I'm going to change style when it comes back on to doing a TV broadcast, which obviously is a lot different than a radio broadcast because you assume people can see what's going on rather than telling them what's going on as it's going on, you know. So in this next stretch of game, I'm going to switch to just color commentator. I'm going to be like, okay, well, here's what I'm seeing in general. Meow, 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 meow. I'm not going to necessarily keep you abreast of all of the action so much, although I'll try to keep up with that as well. Please keep us abreast. Well, look, we all love to keep us abreast or two, ideally 2. But I can't keep any breasts for you. I can only keep breasts for me. Oh my god. That beautiful sound of a dog barking is so perfect for this tranquil scene. How do you like your scenic scenes? Do you like a tranquil gene? If you like a gene, a tranquil scene, I've got some tranquil scenes for you. This is the tranquil scene right here. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer's here. Look at his red, red nose, my dear. That's how you know it's a tranquil scene. Tranquil scene, tranquil scene. It's autumn time in the mountains. Look at trees, see them bleed. Soon it will be Thanksgiving. We'll have turkey if we think to, but maybe just microwave some dinners from the fridge instead. That's possible too. Well, I'm not sure what we're doing for Thanksgiving. Obviously, we'll be giving thanks. That goes without saying. But besides that, probably watching some football. Maybe offering some maize to our Indian friends nearby. Go to the Indian casino, offer them some maize. Say, hi, Indians, just want to give you some maize on Thanksgiving. You guys like maize. I wonder how often Indians hear people say it to them. Hey, you want some maize? You guys like maize, right? I, I don't know why. The rest of us seem to prefer regular corn, but here, I got some maize. It was a Thanksgiving decoration. We don't need it anymore. Would you like it? No? You don't want any maize? Isn't this like one of your main staple foods? No? You eat at McDonald's a lot? What? But you're Indians. You mean you're just regular people and don't deserve to have special casinos? That hardly seems fair. All right. So now, what we're going to do is we're going to change commentary styles from play by play to color commentary, from radio to TV. All right. So, Arizona has the ball, stretched the lead to 6. No, Duke has the ball. My mistake. Duke has just buried another 3-pointer. So I'd say overall, both teams are shooting pretty well from beyond the arc. And it's a pretty evenly matched game. Number 11, I believe it was. No, number 16, who must be the starting big man for Arizona, I'm guessing. He just uh, put on a clinic in the post. I'm not sure if number 30 for Duke, who just hit a 3-pointer, can handle Filipowski. That's a nice silky shot for a big man. Arizona tries to answer here with a 3, but no dice, and they foul Duke on the rebound. Neither team is in the bonus, so Duke will take the ball from out of bounds. Arizona, I mean, I would say so far watching this game, these two teams look very evenly matched. Although number 16, like I said, just basically manhandled number 30. That's just one play. Here comes Zeke again on offense. They cut it to a 2 point game at this point, but got sloppy with the ball there. Their guard tried to do too much with it. Looked like a kickball, I think. That'll just go out of bounds. Yeah, there's a kickball. Oh, now they're complaining that the floor is wet. Okay, okay, says the guy. Let me come scrub it down with a towel. All right, now it's dry. Number 16 is giving some special hand signals about which play they're going to run or whatever. Okay, they got the ball inbounded successfully, although it was a bit of a struggle. Number 4 is taking on their big man, number 30, off the dribble. Should be able to get past him, but wasn't able to make the shot. So at number 30 is pretty nimble on his feet, Filipowski. And Duke has now tied the game. So Cameron Indoor is going crazy, of course. Arizona. Oh, number 2. Arizona just dribbled it off of his foot. Love did. Love dribbled it off of his foot and straight out of bounds. Trying to be fancy. That's what he gets. So Duke obviously is not going to go quietly into this good night. They have the ball with a chance to take the lead here. And Filipowski misses a shot from inside the key, but it gets tipped back in by a Duke player for 2 points. So Duke has the lead. Arizona has the ball. They get the ball deep down to number 16, who they say is fouled on the floor. Come on. Come on. But Filipowski has to go out of the game now because he has too many fouls. I think that's what just happened. Yeah, he's not on the floor right now. Okay, so number 4 has the ball for Arizona. Reaches a double team as he tries to penetrate. Number 0 tries to penetrate, gets cut off at the baseline. Number 11, which is one of 2 big men on the floor for Arizona right now, along with number 16, misses. Gets the ball taken away from him. Arizona gets a steal back, going up for the dunk, and gets a layup instead. Tie game, 54-54. Arizona player looks like he would have liked to get the foul on that as well, but did not. Game's very even. Not only 54-54, but the turnovers are 11-12, so they're evenly matched there as well. Number 3 for Duke tries to take a step back 3-pointer and clanks it like a brick falling off a piece of metal on the way down from a skyscraper project. They call the foul. They call the charge on number 11 there. Seems a little bit of a iffy call, but the guy sold it well. Big Ten gives Jim Harbaugh 3-game ban. Immediate action results of extraordinary nature of conduct. Michigan and Tennessee court order to prevent ban from taking effect. Wow. That's surprising. Oh. probably have a fairly early night of it tonight. Although it's hard to say. You know, my shoulders and neck and stuff kind of hurt a bit from driving for a while today. We were driving quite a while in the little car. So we're watching a BMW commercial. Now it's a Purina Pro plan, which promises to extend lives. Well, our cats don't eat Purina Pro plan. Our cats eat Iams. Oh, K. Every kiss begins with K. So he gives her a ring, and she's so excited that she pulls him into the swimming pool. And then they kiss under the water. Romantic or horrible? That was funny. That commercial where the guy misspelled the name on the end zone, wrote chefs instead of chiefs. So we just now made it through a Geico commercial. We're on to Walmart, where that, I don't know if you call him a comedian, that guy is on this commercial. Now we're doing a celebration of Veterans Day, doing some military stuff, like good job, military people. And they're showing fans of both teams that are in the military. All right, now we're back to the game finally. So, Roach, the point guard for Duke, number 3, Mr. Roach, and will bring the ball up. Giving Duke another chance to take another lead in this 54-54 deadlock affair. Well, another errant pass, or I guess you might better call it unwise pass, leads to a turnover. Arizona kicks the ball to the corner to the 3-point shooter, who had a good look at it, waited too long. Defense came up on him, and he had to continue running through the offense. Now number 0 has it top of the key, kicks it out again to the guy with the headband, number 4. He tries a step back 3-pointer and actually buries it. I thought, oh, that's a kind of a desperation shot, but it went in. It kind of went around like this, but then it went in. Okay, so here we go. Filipowski. He's driving in the lane, trying to get down low, but he misses his shot badly. Arizona gets the rebound. I think Filipowski is silkier than the Arizona big men, but not as physical. Speaking of the Arizona big men, number 11, Mr. Ballo, just got fouled in the act of shooting. And he should be due to take 2 free throws shortly. We'll see how those free throws go. Number 4, Arizona player number 4, the headband. His name is Mr. Boswell. And he's chatting with fellow Arizona player, Mr. Larson. Currently, Ballo, number 11, is taking the first of 2 free throws. And it didn't look like it was going to go in. but it bounced around and fell through the hoop. That counts for 1 point because it's a free throw. Now, number 11, Mr. Ballo. Mr. Ballo is going to take his second free throw. He shoots it and he clanks it off the front of the rim, but Arizona grabs the rebound. Number 4, Captain Headband. He's got the ball around the 3-point line. Gets it in low to Ballo, who tries to make a move along the baseline but gets stuffed. Number 30, Filipowski. He had the ball briefly. It gets knocked out of his hands and out of bounds. Duke will have possession of the basketball. Now, Ballo's hair, I'm trying to think of what kind of dinosaur it looks like. It's got like 4 ridges of hair. Maybe, I'm not sure what dinosaur. Anyway, some kind of dinosaur. Number 4 now, nice no-look pass underneath the basket to Ballo, who puts it in and draws the foul. Filipowski is probably going to have to go sit down again. I think it's on him. And now we're going to a TV timeout, it looks like, because we could all use a few more commercials. Let's see what my beloved wife says. I want to kiss you over the water. Yeah, I saw that game. I watched that game about between the Bears and the Panthers. My tight end, Cole Kmet, he underperformed his projection by 1 point. So he was basically as projected. That's fine. I can live with underperforming by just 1 point. Hopefully some of my other players on the team will do well. He was the only one I had playing on Thursday. And it's because my other tight end, he has a bye. I wanna kiss you over the water. I wanna kiss you over the sand. I wanna kiss you over a mountain. I wanna kiss you over some land. I'm gonna go hiking 'cause I'm on Vabismo. Vabismo. I'm old, but I'm hiking and I'm going to the beach. Vabismo. Vabismo. I've got glasses, I'm sunglasses. I'm hiking around and I'm looking at that. I am on Babismo. Yes, Babismo. That was for the Babismo commercial. Now they're having a Nissan. Is that what it is? No, GMC. Some kind of commercial for some kind of vehicle. Driving on roads like we were just driving on. Doing stuff like we were just doing earlier today. In land that looks very much like the Sierras. It was targeted. It's a Nissan Frontier. Basically telling us, you get a Nissan Frontier, you can go driving on those little roads. Wow. Too bad, Nissan. We already have a little wilderness car. So stick that in your Japanese pipe and smoke it. There's a commercial for Red Bull in which a very old dog with a cane drinks Red Bull and then gets on a skateboard and uses the cane like a ski pole and does a skating maneuver, which he flips his skateboard around up in the air and stuff. And it's all thanks to the Red Bull, apparently. Although I would point out that in this instance, it did not give him wings. Which used to be that I think pretty much all the Red Bull commercials ended up with somebody developing wings. So, Kyle Filipowski is one of, I guess these people they're showing are the best big men in the country or something. They also have Ballo on this list. Anyway, Ballo, with Arizona leading now by 6 points, is at the free throw line, missing the first of a 1-and-1. Duke gets the rebound and therefore possession of the ball, with their guard number 5 taking on number 4 above the 3-point line. Now they've gotten the ball into Filipowski, who's made an effort to get a shot off, missed it, but his teammates bailed him out with a nice tip in for Duke to get 2 points, close the gap to 4. Back down to the big men go Arizona. This time it's to number 16, but to no avail as his shot is off the mark. Filipowski has the ball again, top of around the 3-point line. And number 3, he's driving out top of the key. Now kicks out to beyond the 3-point line to number 5, who buries the 3-point shot. It's a 1-point game. Arizona only up by 1. 8.5 minutes left in the second half. Wow, action's really heating up here from Cameron Indoor Arena. So, what's going on with Arizona right now? They're dribbling around the top of the 3-point line. And number 11 tries to force the ball into number 16 as they continue to try to work their big men. It gets intercepted. Duke has the ball. Number 3 brings it up. He's got it to Filipowski outside the 3-point line. And now it's to number 5, the other guard. He's looking for some way to get it in. He does. He dumps it into number 25, who briefly loses the ball before hurling up a wild shot that goes off the backboard, touches no rim, and falls into the hands of an Arizona rebounder. Now, abruptly, there's some sort of timeout. I'm not sure what's going on with that. It looks like one of the coaches may have called timeout, rather than say all the clocks just stopping abruptly. And we're going to a Sonic commercial. Which of these Sonic products would I like to eat? This thing with Fritos on it looks very good. A burrito with Fritos in it. A Fritos chili cheese junior wrap. That sounds good. If I had a Sonic, I might go get that at some point. Not right now. But this commercial for some kind of Skechers work slip-in shoes is so boring it doesn't even register on my radar, really. Now here's an ad for Progressive Insurance with Flo still doing her thing. Despite her encouragement, I've yet to get any Progressive Insurance. So now we're back to another car commercial. And in this one, they're once again driving on a wilderness road. There's a lot of wilderness road driving going on, except this time they're doing it in the Lexus GX. So many people and so many cars driving on wilderness roads. But in real life, not that many. The people who buy that truck, or in that case, it was like a dorky looking minivan, roundish thing that some kind of Lexus. They're not going to drive on that road, go through this little river like that.
You're doing an excellent job. I hired you on the spot.
Thank you, darling. You're a wonderful lady. I love you.
I love you.
The Icon of the Seas by Royal Caribbean International. I don't want to go on a cruise ship at all. That's at the very bottom of the list of things I want to do is go on a cruise ship. Now there's a commercial for Werther's Original. Now there's a commercial for Firestone. Don't go to Firestone if you want to listen to Eric. Now there's a commercial for Target. There's two dogs and sweaters. What does that have to do with Target? Well, probably Target sells dog sweaters, but I don't know if that's what that Target commercial was attempting to do, was sell dog sweaters. I don't think so. They were just trying to brand Target with dogs and sweaters. Okay, so it's a back and forth game, as it says here on this graphic on ESPN. Arizona versus Duke ties 9. Lead changes 8. Wow. 7:44 left in the game. 1 point game. Arizona's up 60 to 59. And inbounding the ball. They get the ball out to number 3, their 3-point shooter, who pretends to do something and passes the ball off. Number 2 has the ball at 3-point line, tries to drive the lane, but gives up the turnover. Oh, it's almost over and back by Duke, but saved at the last second. Number 5 has the ball outside the 3-point line, gets it finally to Filipkowski's hands. They seem to want to get the ball through his hands every possession. And it's successfully turned into a jump shot in the lane, but the Duke player misses. Arizona grabs the rebound. Number 16 kicks it out to number 3 outside the 3-point line. He drives about 1 foot past the 3-point line before he gets stopped. He's obviously not much of a danger off the dribble. Number 4 kicks it out now to number 2, who brings it to number 16. Number 3 finally has a little bit of space to shoot a 3-pointer and buries it, making it 63 to 59 in favor of Arizona. So number 3 is definitely a 3-point shooting specialist, and is neither expected nor able to penetrate the lane off the dribble. Duke, on the other hand, successfully does just that, but misses the jump shot from the middle of the lane. The ball is still not controlled. Finally, at long last, was controlled almost by Arizona, but then he kicked it out of bounds. So in a wild sequence there, Duke has possession at the end of it. And oh, that's a bad call. That should have been off Filipkowski. Well, too bad for Arizona. So, Duke now has possession. Ball's in Filipkowski's hand. Now he kicks it to number 5, who's trying to find room to penetrate. Does not. Kicks it to another Duke player who shoots the 3. Number 3 himself. Duke's number 3 hits the 3-pointer. It's a 1-point game, 63 to 62. Okay, Arizona hands it off to number 4. They're moving the ball around outside the 3-point line, trying to find some room to operate against a pretty stout, combination man zone defense by Duke. They're playing switching man. It's like a 2-3 of some sort, like switching man with 2 guys, and the other 3 are playing kind of a zone in the middle. It's like a triangle in 2. That's what it is. That's what they call that. I think that's an offense, but I don't know. They're running something like that on defense. Okay, Arizona retains possession. They have a 1-point lead. 20 seconds left on the shot clock. Number 2 looks like he wants a piece of Filipkowski, but thinks better of it as Filipkowski long arms his wishful attempt at a shot. Finally, number 14 for Arizona, who must have come in the last stoppage, gets a rebound, but then travels. And that's another turnover for Arizona. And number 14 is apparently taking the place of, I can't see here, either number 16 or number 11, or both are out. I'm not sure. Number 14 is immediately returned to the bench. Well, you had one chance, number 14. You got a rebound, but then you traveled and turned it over. Now Duke has the ball, and you're on the bench. Duke is trying to find room to penetrate and does along the baseline with number 3, who did a nice job to get a reverse layup, but it gets blocked against the backboard. Arizona has the ball, moves the ball quickly up court. Number 3, the outside shooter, dribbles, successfully gets past his men, hands the ball off to the big man, number 16, who gently tips it in, drops it in for 2 points. Arizona's up 65 to 62. Filipowski has the ball. He's driving the lane himself, and despite his size advantage, at least in height, he finds his shot attempt blocked by number 16, Johnson. No, I'm sorry, that was number 11, Ballin. And Ballin's the one who got the points on the other end. The guy with the dinosaur hair. Timeout. Timeout. So says Arizona, so say us all. Maybe it was Duke who called the timeout. I'm not entirely sure. You know, it may sound like it, but I'm not actually in Cameron Indoor Arena right now calling this game live. I'm having to do it over the TV. Those wings from Popeyes look pretty good. That Cajun style turkey from Popeyes looks pretty good. Makes me wonder what we're going to do as far as our turkey goes for Thanksgiving. Should I make a turkey? I think maybe I should. It's not that hard. Why not? You know, something fun to do for the day. Make a turkey. Stuff it with some stuffing. You know, drowning it in butter. Just stuff butter into every little bit of place you can put butter in. It's a good way to cook a turkey. If you can find any area of skin under which you can slide more butter, do that. So right now we're enjoying a audio serenade by the dog across the street while getting a visual serenade of a Volvo commercial. Now, this person is not driving on a wilderness road. He's driving along the coast on a gray day. It looks like he's in Ireland or something. Now we're getting a commercial for plastic? Now, what is this a commercial for? Yeah, plastics. America's plastic makers. Now we have a commercial for bacon. Oscar Mayer bacon specifically. Till finally we've returned to the game. Don't worry. We'll go back inside and we won't have as much dog barking. We won't have any dog barking, in fact. It's pretty annoying. But, you know, it's a loud weekend anyway, so whatever. Arizona's up by 3 points. And Duke has the ball. They're inbounding it at the moment. They successfully get it underneath to number 30, Filipowski, who misses a contested shot in traffic. Arizona grabs the rebound. And I think it's fair to say that both teams have done a good job of offensive rebounding. It feels as though Arizona's done a little bit better of a job of offensive rebounding, but neither teams are giving up. Neither team is giving up a lot of second chance shots. Arizona's currently backing down to get a little hook shot in the lane that misses by Ballin. Three-pointer by Duke fails. Goes out of bounds, but it looks like Arizona may have touched it last. They did. So the ball stayed at this end of the court. Number 5 is passing the ball into Filipkowski. He's got the ball outside the three-point line, and he's been known to take a three-point shot or two, so don't count him out. But this time he drives towards the lane, and in a much better effort than his previous endeavor, successfully scores 2 points with a nice little layup / drop shot. The ball is currently outside the three-point line for Arizona in the hands of three-point shooter number 3, who kicks it way across court to another open three-point shooter who misses the shot. Duke has the rebound. It's a 1-point game. They're coming down the court looking to take the lead. Number 3 kicks it back outside to number 30. Filipkowski now is driving the lane, but is met with a double team. He drops the ball down, gets the ball back, kicks it back out, and the Duke offense will reset. Outside the three-point line, Filipkowski. He's trying to drive the ball, hands it out to number 5 with a fall-away jump shot that misses. Arizona grabs the rebound, and they're off and running. Number 0 with the layup attempt, no good, but he is fouled in the act of shooting. He will shoot 2 free throws, friends. And it's fair to say, at this point in the game, these are 2 very important free throws because there's 2:39 left. Arizona is up by a point, and this is very much looking as though it's going to come down to the wire. So, given all of that, these are some fairly high-pressure free throws. Number 0 is backing away from the free throw line, practicing his shot motion as per Mia. He steps up, takes a deep breath. Smooth motion, but it clanks out. He misses the first free throw attempt. This is a 2-shot foul, of course, because he was fouled in the act of shooting. So he will take his second attempt now. Only 50% on the night are Arizona from the free throw line. 5 of 10. This can make it 5 of 11. Both free throws are missed. With a 1-point lead, clinging to a 1-point lead, Arizona goes on defense. Duke brings the ball down the court. It's in the ball. The ball's in the hands of Mr. Roach now, number 3. And Duke's looking for some way to penetrate the key. Finally, they attempt it. Off the drive, number 0 does. But the ball goes out of bounds, apparently off Arizona. 4.1 left on the shot clock. Duke's going to try to inbound the ball and get a quick shot off. Arizona does a good job of defending the inbound pass, knocks it out of bounds again. And now there's just 3.3 seconds left on the shot clock. Arizona's taken, Duke, it looks like he's taking a timeout. And the teams are huddling with their respective coaches, hearing instructions about what they should do in the upcoming play. So, Pac-12 ACC showdown. Duke ranked number 2 in the country, Arizona number 12. Both teams 1-0 in this very young season. You could see a dramatic shift in those rankings should Arizona hold on to beat Duke, but this is absolutely anybody's game. It's a 1-point game with just 2 minutes and 12 seconds remaining. Number 11 for Arizona has had a good game. Probably number 30 for Duke has had a better game. So in the matchup between the big men, I would give it to Give it to Filipkowski. Duke just takes the lead with a 3-pointer from Roach that makes it a 67-65 game. And Arizona has the ball with about 2 minutes left. Number 3 gets the ball knocked out of his hands, last touch by Duke. 17 on the shot clock. Arizona will throw the ball in. So, Roach, who just hit the 3-pointer, will defend the inbound pass. Does a poor job of that. The ball's in the hands of number 2 for Arizona, who takes a probably ill-advised 3-point shot, hits the rim. The rebound is tipped out by Duke. It'll be Arizona ball again, I think. Yes. And official review. There's going to be an official review as to who hit that ball out. But I believe the ruling is off Duke. I think it's actually off Arizona. I think Duke is going to get this ball. The last finger that touched it was number 11 for Arizona, as I see it here on the replay. It's really hard to tell, actually. It's really hard to tell. Let's see what they do. They might let this stand. We'll see what happens. It looks like it's going to be Arizona's ball. Yes, it is. Arizona's ball. 20 seconds left on the shot clock. They get the ball in the hands of number 3, who drives, gets the ball down low to number 11, who gets the 2-point shot. And the score is tied at 67 with Duke in possession of the basketball. And he crosses the midcourt line and gets the ball in the hands of the center of the Duke offense, Filipkowski, from above the 3-point line, who drives all the way to the hoop in an excellent drive, but then puts up a wild shot that goes off the backboard, then touches an Arizona player before going out of bounds. Duke will retain possession with 11 left on the shot clock, but it's another official review, and the Arizona player is saying as he's walking back, I didn't touch it. I did not touch it. And he's right. It's going to be Arizona ball. It was clearly hit out by number 15 of Duke, not by the Arizona player. There's number 15 of Duke. Oh, it did touch him, though. It did touch him. It's off of Larson. I think. It's hard to say. It's that other hand that touched it a little bit, I think. Whose hand is that exactly? Yeah, that's his hand. Yeah, it's off of the Arizona player, I think. It's really hard to say. It's really, really hard to say. This is another crazy review. I can't say who it was off of exactly. But we'll see who gets the ball. It's Duke's ball, so it was off of Arizona. Okay, they get an inbound to Filipkowski. Roach has the ball now outside the 3-point line. He's taking the bigger man off of the dribble. Gets off of a good shot, but misses it. Filipkowski gets the rebound and puts it in. It's a 69-67 2-point lead for Duke. Arizona has the ball and 1:03 left in this game to determine the winner of this huge matchup between the Pac-12 and the ACC. The ball is now in the hands of number 3 for Arizona, who drops it down to number 11. He's got good penetration, but kicks it back out to number 2. And the ball's finally in at long last to the other big man, or I believe it's number 16, who throws up a prayer. It is answered. Yeah, Johnson, number 16, throws up a prayer. It's answered, and the foul. So Arizona's pretty happy with the outcome of that. I would not have expected that to go in given the wildness of the shot, but it did. And number 16 now has a chance to give Arizona the lead with a free throw. Makes the free throw. It's a 70-69 game in favor of Arizona. 47 seconds left. Duke's bring the ball across the midcourt line, and Filipkowski meets resistance at the 3-point line. Now the ball's in the hands of Roach outside the 3-point line. Gets it in to the alternate big man. Duke gets penetration again in the key for number 5, who gets called for traveling. Yes, he says, "What? Did I get called for traveling?" Yes, you did. You got called for traveling. Deal with it. You took a jump, a skip, a hop, a walk, and 2 steps. That is as traveling can be. That's not just a Euro step. That's a Euro step plus a Korea step plus a Japan step. That's too many steps. Now with 28 seconds left on the clock, Arizona, clinging to a 1-point lead, will take possession of the ball. So that means the shot clock should be turned off, and Duke is going to have to either, but it's going to be right, at the edge. Duke is probably going to foul right away or go for the Duke is going to go for the steal, obviously, if they can, on the inbounds. But if they can't, they're probably going to have to foul. And that means they're probably going to foul number 11 if he's on the court. Of course, number 11 is going to be on the court if Arizona's prioritizing offense at all. But if Arizona's anticipating them just getting fouled, then they probably won't have him on the court. They'll probably just have the best free throw shooters on the court. So let's see what team that comes off the bench here, and we'll see who's in the game, who Arizona trusts to take free throws. Number 16 is in the game, but number 11 is not. So Duke is not going to be able to foul number 11, who's obviously a better big man, but not as good a free throw shooter than number 16, Mr. Johnson. And number 0 for Duke. Oh, look, there's Coach K in attendance with his wife. Coach K and his wife are there at Cameron Indoor Arena watching this basketball game. And obviously they've got a lot of security around them and stuff. All right, Arizona gets the ball inbounded. The guy's immediately double teamed. He gets the ball back to number 3. They pass it. They need to cross the half court line. Finally, they do in time. The ball to number 2. He's fouled on the floor, says the referee. And Arizona is in a single bonus. So Arizona is only going to have a one-on-one here on this free throw. On these free throw attempts because he was not fouled in the act of shooting, and because Arizona is not yet in the double bonus. So, number 2, Caleb Love, who currently has 7 points in this game, has not shot a free throw, will attempt the front end of a one-on-one with a 1-point lead. He buries it. That's a clutch free throw. Now Arizona's up by 2. If Mr. Love can make this second free throw, then Arizona will have a 3-point lead. And Duke will need to make a 3-point shot if they wish to tie the game in the remaining 17.4 seconds. Number 2, Mr. Love shoots the second free throw and makes that as well. Ergo, the scenario I previously articulated has come to fruition. Now, Duke with the ball has just 10 seconds left. They need three. They kick it out to number 25. He drives for two. Arizona gives up the 2 point shot. There's 5 points left, 5 seconds left. I don't think that's what Duke wanted, but they should add another second back onto the clock. It ran for a little while after the basket went in, so I'd say they're going to make it like 6.2 seconds on the clock. I get that number 25 just wanted to take what was available. Yeah, it should be about 6.4 actually. But that is not what Duke wanted. Duke needed a 3 point shot there. However, with this much time left, if they get an immediate foul on the inbounds pass, then Arizona is still in the single bonus. What does that tell us? That once again, they will be shooting 1 and 1 to make it a 3 point game. And even if they make both, Duke will still have a chance to tie the game at the end. However, if they miss the front end, Duke will have, if they get the rebound, an immediate chance to win the game with just a 2 point shot. So a lot of possible scenarios in play here. One of the coaches has called the timeout, and they're discussing it. Both coaches are with their respective players. As Arizona breaks the huddle, they send out the same five they had on the court last time, it looks like, trying to protect their free throw shooting weakness as expressed via number 11, their primary big man. And approximately as predicted, they've reset the clock to 6.5 seconds, giving Duke an extra tenth of a second beyond that which I anticipated. So, now Ballo is interestingly coming into the game. They're not quite sure. Yeah, he is coming into the game. I didn't expect that to happen. And number 0, Bradley, who previously was going to be the inbounds passer, has taken a seat on the bench. Ballo is also not the inbounds passer, so their weak free throw shooter, Ballo, is on the court but does not end up with the ball. Instead, it's their 3 point shooting specialist, number 3, who will be going to the free throw line with a 1 and 1 ahead of him and the opportunity to put his team up by 3 again should he make both free throws. This is Mr. Larson. Pele Larson is his name. He's not shot any free throws yet tonight, but last season was an 84% free throw shooter. He's practicing his form now, as per Mia. And he's about to take the first of these free throws, which is good. Nothing but net. All the Duke players naturally reacted in hopes of grabbing a rebound, crashing the key. But alas for them, the free throw went through the basket. Number 3 takes his second shot now, and it is also good, once again pushing the Arizona lead to 3 points. Duke has no further timeouts, but Arizona spends their last in anticipation of this final 6.1 seconds, in which Duke will have to make their way down the court and successfully shoot a 3-point basket or somehow get fouled on a 2-point attempt, and make the free throw if they wish to push this into overtime. Which, frankly, I wouldn't hate. I'm enjoying watching and calling this game. It's quite a good game, So, the teams break huddle. The Arizona players are clapping. The Duke players are still in the huddle. Duke's shot 8 for 23 from 3-point range. Arizona 6 from 17 from 3-point range. Neither of them great percentages, but above 30%, both of them, about the same percentage. So Duke is inbounding from the baseline. They got to go the full length of the floor. They get the ball inbounded, and the Duke player is immediately fouled. Is that what just happened? Is that the approach Arizona's taking to this? Or was it an unintentional foul? I'm very surprised that they decided to foul. But Duke is just still in the single bonus. So now Mr. Roach has to hit the front end of this 1-and-1, or else he won't get a second free throw. So I guess this must have been an intentional plan by Arizona to foul Duke while they're still in a single bonus. Well, Mr. Roach made the front end of the 1-and-1. He will have another free throw coming to him. As it appears, Arizona has decided to play free throw parade here at the end of the game. Sure, none of us wanted that, but that's what they've decided to do, I guess. They don't want to give Duke a chance to shoot a three. So they're saying, here, take a 1-on-1. Well, Mr. Roach is likely going to hit the second half of this 1-on-1, which he does. And now it's once again a 1-point game. Arizona's going to inbound the ball, and Duke's going to have to foul them again. And indeed, right away, number 2 gets fouled. There are 4.6 seconds left on the clock. Number 2 for Arizona. His name is not being shown to me right now. But anyway, Caleb Love. Caleb Love, he's going to the free throw line. He's 2 for 2 on his free throws thus far this evening. 2 of his total 9 points. And he's walking, looking serious, but I'm not gonna lie, he's looking a little nervous as well. He's staring at the basket, bouncing the basketball, setting his feet, and shoot. Boom. Nothing but net. He hits the free throw. It's now 75-73 in favor of Arizona. Mr. Love steps back a few feet, examines his surroundings, and waits for the referee to throw him the ball. Now he has it in his hands. He stands. He takes a big sigh. He's doing a little dribble, and then shoot. Pow! He hits it. 76-73 in favor of Arizona. Once again, it's a 3-point game. Once again, Duke has to get a 3-point shot. Arizona might foul again, but this time, Duke is in the double bonus, I believe. No, it says bonus. Yeah, they're only in the single bonus, so Arizona probably will foul again if they can. If I'm Duke's coach, I'm going to tell my guys, when they come to foul you, we just got to try to get it into the front court, right? We can get into the front court before we're getting fouled. Shoot right away. Hopefully they'll foul you in the act of shooting. You can get 3 free throws, That's what I'd be telling my players if I were the Duke coach right now. I don't know the Duke coach's name because the Duke coach is no longer Coach K. Coach K was the Duke coach for such a long time, and in fact is there watching the game tonight, that I can't even think of what other coach could possibly be the coach. I don't know what his name is or anything. I also don't know the name of the Arizona coach, so I guess that's fair. But I'd recognize it if I heard it. I could think of it if I thought about it a little bit. What is his name? I don't know. Regardless, he's the coach of the Arizona Wildcats. Now, Duke, looking intense, eyes wide open. Coach is wiping his face with a sweat towel, and they're going to try the court-long basketball pass. Oh, it gets intercepted. Arizona's got it. Slam dunk to seal the win as the buzzer expires. 78-73 in favor of Arizona. The score has gone final. Arizona is 2-0 on the season. Duke 1-1. And Arizona returns to the desert along with Acacia victorious. So that'll do it for my stream tonight. I hope you enjoyed my commentary on the Duke Arizona basketball game. Thank you very much for being here. I love you all, and I'll see you later.